Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back on the bridge, and today we got something to go over from the Star Trek Online X feed, so on screen. Yes, captains, before we get into this video, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. But also, if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing here to our YouTube bridge, where we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains, where we can share our love, our passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now, with that said, here we go. So, Caps, we got a couple blogs to go over, and of course, you already saw the thumbnail, so we're gonna go over that. But first, XFeed. So, PC captains will earn a bonus Dilithium throughout the game this weekend. So, captains on PC can get bonus Dilithium throughout the game this weekend. Star Trek Online is running a special event where you can earn bonus Dilithium ore by playing content throughout the game. It's time to hit the drills. Captains, the Dilithium ore event runs on PC from February 15th, so that is tomorrow as the drop of this video, and it goes up until the 19th. During the event, bonus Dilithium ore will be provided for the following content. So the Vlugta asteroid field, 100% bonus to both the Dilithium ore for daily mining missions and to rich Dilithium claims. The fleet Dilithium mine, again 100%, bonus Dilithium ore for daily mining missions. Everywhere else in the game, 50% bonus Dilithium ore. Dilithium rewards from completing event reputations projects no longer receive a bonus. I remember when that was a thing. Captains, comment below if you were here during that time, because man, that was some great deal. This excludes event reputation projects. Please note, the Dilithium event does not affect rewards from the Endeavor system. We hope you enjoy this event, and we'll see you in game. So there's that. Next up, the Ferengi merchants have some lovely offers for captains on Xbox and PlayStation today. Save 20% on Zen and 35% on legendary items. Probably the best sale that we'll get at these times, captains, is 35%. Rare now I've ever seen a 40 or even higher anymore. But take what we can get. So again, this is for the console bridge. So 20% Zen sale and 35% off legendary items. We're excited to announce a Zen discount on Xbox and PlayStation. Captains can get their hands on Zen for 20% off from February 14th to the 28th. And there's a chart there that you can follow. See the discounts applied. Additionally, you can own legendary ships for a lot cheaper from February 14th to the 21st. On Xbox and PlayStation, you can save 35% on all legendary bundles we've ever released, including the 10-ship legendary bundle. That's right, the anniversary bundle is back for a limited time. Captains, and of course, captains who've been following our PlayStation account know that we've gotten the 10-ship legendary bundle, which is still awesome. Still got to work on that bundle, but we got it, so that's the most important thing. Get your hands on the ships that come with every look, trait, and console that have ever been released for them up to the point of their initial sale, and take a captain to or up to level 65 instantly. So 35% sale on that is pretty good. Again, that's from the 14th to the 21st on that. So, captains, that is actually the latest from the X feed. Why are we not putting the 14th anniversary bundle blog announcement here? I don't know. I'm going to refresh this in real time as we're, well, not real time, as we're recording this video to see if they put it. No. So, how did we see the 14th anniversary bundle announcement? Well, we actually saw it on Star Reddit. And here we go. So actually it's on the ARC forums, which is right here. So the 14th anniversary bundle. Captains, you've already, I guess, known of our reactions, and I'm still at a loss. But what we're gonna do at this point of the video is go over it, of course, drop the ECs, and then give our conclusion. So here we go. There are moments that change history, and then there are moments that define it. The Battle of Wolf 359 shook Starfleet and the United Federation of Planets to its core, but the tragedy of that day would help prepare Starfleet for challenges that lay ahead while in the latter half of the 24th century. Almost 50 years later, Starfleet finds itself working to secure a galaxy in turmoil. The Undine, Iconians, the Herc, the Terran Empire, and the Borg, all of these and more have tested the mettle of the Federation. But through compassion and curiosity as much as courage, Starfleet stands strong. Even as these and other crises threaten to destabilize the known galaxy, there is hope that the Federation can return to an era of peace and exploration. To that end, Starfleet's shipyards hope to produce more starships specialized in scientific and infrastructure roles. The Princeton, Ahwahnee, Chekhov, and the Atlantis-class starships take up the torches of their fallen forebears. From scientific discovery, immense protection, and deep space exploration, all of these ships are a signal that Starfleet is ready to return to the final frontier. Starting on February 15th, so this will be tomorrow at the drop of this video, 2024 on PC, and right here it says, and appearing on the console bridge March 28th. Players will have the option of purchasing the 14th anniversary Wolf 359 bundle, which includes 4 brand new starships, Federation starships, and re-release ships, account-wide exclusives, and more. Captains, you know that we already did a video, and that video was just kind of us going over our fix of it, and I stand by it. And I was hoping something would change from the release of that video till the release of this blog. And I'm gonna say I'm disappointed. I really am, because I feel like the reaction to this bundle has been 10 times more than what it was of the last year's anniversary bundle. And because of that, we got an additional ship added to that. Whatever the reasons may be, they did not do that. So we'll go over it right now, what is in the bundle. So, starships, the 4 new ships, the Atlantis Temporal Destroyer, the Ahwahnee Command Carrier, Chekhov Intel Science Warship, and the Princeton Miracle Worker Cruiser. And of course, the Tal Shiar Mandukar class Adapted Destroyer. No change to this, so whatever ship or how it was released, that's what it is, and it's an account unlock. The Lafayette class Recon Destroyer, same ship that was released when it was released years ago. And the Constellation Heavy Cruiser refit, Tier 3. Tier 3. That's, yeah. So that's 7 ships. And I feel that I don't even want to count the actual Constellation. I know it's a kind of a remaster, but I don't count that, because most of us, if not all of us, have that ship already. But again, if not, then there you go. It's in the bundle and it's there for you if you want. Reclaimable account-wide bundle exclusive. So this is the extra fluff. Type 3 EVA phaser rifle, 2372 ground weapon as seen in Star Trek First Contact. Now this could be meaning that the next bundle could be tying into First Contact. Just saying. Not saying it's the anniversary bundle or the anniversary bundle part 2, but just saying that is around the corner. Special requisition pack, Borg Kingdom Interceptor Probe, frigate hangar pets, ground trade, liberated Borg Kingdom nanoprobes, and it is the same for space trade. It's just 1 for ground and then 1 for space. And then the exclusives, right there, one-time bundle exclusives for this. So it's 100% off T6 ship coupon, 6 starship slots, and 6 experimental upgrade tokens, 14 ultimate tech upgrades, 14 master keys, and title assimilator. I was pausing there because I'm hoping something else is going to come out of this. I really am, but that's it. That is all that's in this bundle. You couldn't even make that 2. You couldn't even give us enough experimental upgrade tokens to upgrade all of the tier 6 ships. They just gave us 6. We can only tier 6 X2 2 ships out of this bundle. Yeah. This value packed bundle will be on sale for 13,125 Zen, 25% off for limited time, so from February 15th to February 29th on PC, after which it will remain available indefinitely at the full price of 17,500 Zen. Now, there will definitely be a sale better than a 25% off. So no shame in holding out for that, captains. But if you, again, have the resources, again, if this, let me get this out of the way. If this bundle is something that you want, you're happy with this, by all means, go ahead. By all means, captains, have at her. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? And if you're happy with this, I'm happy for you, 100%. No sarcasm at all there. So, each of the 4 new starships, so again, the 4 ships is the Atlantis, Ahwahnee, Chekhov, and Princeton. Okay, will also be available individually at a discounted price of 2,400 Zen, each for a limited time, so from the 15th to the 22nd, before returning to the standard Tier 6 starship price of 3,000 Zen. Please note that purchasing any of the ships individually will not unlock the exclusive content of the bundle and will not result in a discount on the bundle. So, if we're talking about the ships alone, and you kind of divide them by the price of 13,125, they come to like 1.8 Zen, like 1,800 Zen of some sorts, or 1,875 to be exact. Just the ships. So all of these ships account unlock less than the price of a full price C-Store T6 ship. But again, I kind of want to include that. So if we don't include the actual Tier 3 ship there, and let's say we just kind of base it on the 6 ships, okay? Still below the 3,000 threshold. It's like 2,188 Zen or something like that, okay? Now, let's go have a look at the fluff here. So the 2372 Type 3 EVA phaser rifle. Nice looking, nothing wrong with that, but not enough for me, to be honest, Captain. So Type 3 EVA phaser rifle, 2372 modified Type 3 phaser rifle, specially refitted for use in areas lacking atmosphere, also engineered with a special secondary fire designed to put distance between the user and any target that survives the blast by creating a narrow cone of kinetic displacement energy on impact, dealing phaser damage and knocking back affected enemies. If wielded while your EV suit is active, this weapon deals increased damage and its secondary firing mode recharges more quickly. Not enough for me. So Borg Kingdom Interceptor Probe. Hangar pets. They look cool. Not gonna lie, they do look cool. So this frigate rank hangar deployable may be equipped on any starship with 2 hangar bays. So equipment and abilities: 2 360-degree anti-proton beam arrays, beam fire at will, permanently active. I don't remember reading that anywhere else, so that's pretty unique. Mutual annihilation, self-destruct / ram combo. All right, and reduce base hangar launch cooldown. So they look cool, especially if you have a Borg simulator or a Borg juggernaut. They will probably fit in pretty good there. So the space traits here and the ground trait: liberated Borg Kingdom nanoprobes. While in combat, the residual nanoprobes left over from your brush with the Borg King will gradually adapt themselves to combat scenarios. All adaptation stacks are lost when combat ends. So for the space trait, +2 to +20 kinetic damage resistance rating grows every 5 seconds. And then for the other one, +2 to +20 critical severity with energy weapons grows every 5 seconds. That sounds good, not gonna lie. That sounds pretty good. Don't know how good it's gonna be, but it says, of course, you have to kind of be in combat at all times, which is possible, especially on a map like ISE when we're testing stuff like that. Ground trait tooltip, kind of the same thing, but the only difference between the two is it grows every 2 seconds as on the ground as opposed to every 5 in space. So it sounds good. Who knows if it is good? We'll see. And again, if you're happy with that, no problemo there. Here we go. So the ships themselves, I will say 100%, and I said it before, this ship is a must buy for me regardless, just off the looks. I said that before, knowing that the traits or the consoles, whatever this thing came with, I like the look of it. It reminds me of the Kelvin, of the Akula, and even a little bit of the Baran from the side view when you look at the saucer, because of the bridge module being a little bit more forward. And I like the look of this, I really do. And I'm looking forward to having fun with this. So Let's see what she's packing. So it's an Atlantis Temporal Destroyer. This class is another fine example of the modular starship experiments briefly explored by Starfleet in the mid-2300s and was configured to serve as one of modern Starfleet's earliest destroyer designs. Though originally classified as a nimble light cruiser, this class underwent more offensive retrofitting just before the fated confrontation at Wolf 359. So what is it? The ship comes with a commander tactical / temporal operative bridge officer seat and a lieutenant commander universal / intelligence bridge officer seat. So a lot of beams for this boat right here is how we're going to build it. So the details, tier 6 of course, Federation aligned, hull mod is 1.15, same with the shield, 4 weapons 5, app weapons 2, device slots 3, bridge officer stations, so 1 lieutenant tactical, and there's the commander tactical / top amp, the ensign engineering, the lieutenant commander science, and the lieutenant commander universal intel. So definitely pretty cool. You can actually have fun with this and make this run beam overload 3 and recursive shearing 3, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Some OSS there, maybe a little bit of surgical strikes if you want to spice things up a little bit, but definitely a beam oriented ship. Consoles 5 tac, 2 eng, 4 psi. So much more suited for Spire consoles. Base turn rate is 15, impulse mod is 0.2, inertia 60, plus 10 weapon and aux power. The universal console is the disassembler emitter and equip dual cannons. Experimental weapon slot equipped with focused particle cannon. And it has the molecular reconstruction ship mechanic. It has the Starship Mastery package of a destroyer, so plus AC, crit severity, crit chance, plus kinetic / energy damage, and the actual trait itself is a temporal tunneling starship trait. The Admiralty stats right there, Eng 18, Psi 40, TAC 59, and it's special, plus 10 TAC per TAC ship. So there's a visual representation there of the disassembler emitter. Interesting. This powerful technology causes localized disruptions to molecular bonds in most matter, resulting in something akin to disintegration. The field builds in strength and area over time, increasing both the angle of its cone-shaped area and the amount of physical damage it inflicts on foes in the area, thus making it more and more devastating the longer it can be maintained. Interesting. This console emits an ever-increasing molecular depletion cone, which will attempt to disassemble pieces of the hull of enemy starships. This cone starts very narrow and relatively weak, but builds in both area and damage intensity over time. As it strips away the enemy's hull, it also weakens their resistances, causing them to take increased damage while affected by this ability. So this console also provides a passive increase to exotic damage based on your energy weapons training skill, and a bonus to energy weapon damage based on your exotic particle generator's skill. So leaning definitely heavy into energy weapon damage. So the tooltip for this affects foes 5 max, scaling radiation damage, minus 15 all damage resistance rating. And there's the starship trait temporal tunneling. While this trait is slotted, activating an exotic damage bridge officer ability or any temporal operative bridge officer ability will grant your ship a brief but powerful bonus to weapon firing cycles. This may only trigger once every several seconds. So the tooltip for that is when triggered, max once per 15 seconds, 100% fire cycle haste for energy weapons for 5 seconds. So definitely, again, leaning heavy into energy weapon damage. It sounds good, not gonna lie. Experimental weapon, focused particle cannon, leaning into sources of non-traditional starship damage. This weapon uses similar technology to most ships' deflector dishes to stream a high-intensity burst of exotic particles at the enemy. The radiation damage inflicted by this weapon will scale with auxiliary subsystem power instead of weapons, and also leverages the captain's expertise with exotic particle generators. Tooltip for this, 180-degree targeting arc. Moderate radiation damage increases with aux power and starship particle generator skill. So, leaning heavy to the side of things. Interesting. Regardless, we were going to get the ship. It sounds like It's going to have some bonuses with it, and I'm happy with it. 100% happy with the ship. Gonna pick this up definitely with my tier 6 ship coupon. The next up here is the Ahwahnee Command Carrier. So this is of course the Cheyenne, with the previous being the Challenger. And this is the skin here, right here. And as I mentioned before, this looks like the Gagarin's saucer. And I do like the profile of it. The look of it looks really good, not gonna lie. And of course on this ship we should be able to use the Stargazer skin, so that's not gonna be an issue if you want this, but it is a command carrier. So an army fights on its stomach, but an interstellar navy needs a bit more than that. The Ahwahnee Command Carrier ensures the ships in its fleet stay well supplied and well protected, forming the backbone of any fleet through its robust power distribution and support capabilities. Its Type 7 shuttlecraft provides intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, locating vulnerabilities on enemy ships that allies can exploit. Its power distribution array ensures that follow-up comes quickly, and its flagship command suite ensures that it can happen again and again for as long as it takes. These same capabilities shine in disaster recovery. A single Ahwahnee can conduct a search for survivors, power a colony, replace local administrative functions, and it can do so on a moment's notice. The ship is flexible, fragile, and enduring, much like Starfleet itself. Oh, wow. That sounds really cool, actually, I'm not gonna lie. So this starship includes a commander science / command, so torpedo boat, for me, at least, specialist bridge officer seat, and a lieutenant commander engineering / miracle worker specialist bridge officer seat. So here it is, tier 6. Hull mod 1.45, shield mod 1.2, 4 weapons, 3 apt weapons 3. Would have been nice if it was just a 4-3. Device weapon slot is 4. Bridge officer stations, again, the commander science command, commander engineering / miracle worker, lieutenant commander engineering, I should say. 1 lieutenant tactical, 1 lieutenant commander universal, and 1 ensign universal. So some nice flexibility there if you want. Consoles, 1 tactical. Yeah? Okay. 5 engineering, 5 science. So really leaning heavy into those advanced engineering consoles for hangar pets, which we've already got a set of, so we're happy about that. Definitely looking forward to seeing what this can do. Sounds like fun shenanigans can be had with this ship, in my opinion. So base turn rate 7, impulse mod 0.15, inertia 25, plus 5 engine power, plus 15 aux power. The console is the universal console is Fleet Power Network Array. Hangar bays 2, Type 7 shuttlecrafts, inspiration ship mechanic, subsystem targeting, and the Starship Master Package is of a science carrier, so minus hangar pet recharge time, max hull there, shield regen hardness, max shield HP, and this starship trait is flagship staffing. And the Admiralty stats are right there. Engine psi are 52, TAC is 22, and the special for this is plus 8 eng and psi per TAC ship. So there's those shuttles there. So the console universal fleet power network array. Sophisticated power transfer equipment normally found on stations is mounted here on a starship, allowing the fleet to share power and move it where it's needed when it's needed. Activating this console provides target-friendly ship and up to 12 pets. It controls a massive boost to weapon cycle speed and sizable chance to activate a random firing mode among beams. Overload 1, cannons rapid fire 1, and a torpedo volley 1 for a few seconds every few seconds. What? That sounds fun. This console additionally provides increases to maximum aux power and exotic particle generation. So a lot of, already 2 ships here, and it's all about the energy, exotic, sci-fi-ish things. So the tooltip, to friends and up to 12 pets they control. That is crazy. Plus 62.5% weapon cycle speed for 35 seconds. 65% chance to apply one of beams overload 1, cannon rapid fire 1, or torpedo yield 1 every few seconds for 35 seconds. You know the first thing that came to my mind, my caps? Comment below if you actually thought lag and or things disappearing on the map. With all these pets, even like the Rex, you can call the squadrons there, the escorts of every faction. There's already a lot. And isn't there like a limitation per map? The lag is gonna be real. The lag is real now. It might be even realer. Realer? Is that a word? Realer? Sure. Starship trait, flagship staffing. Using a command hull heal or shield heal bridge officer ability on an ally or allies resets the cooldown of all non-specialization firing modes for beams, cannons, and torpedoes. It also provides the target a temporary increase to their weapon firing cycle. This effect has a moderate eternal cooldown. Interesting. That is very interesting. So you also get some cooldowns on your beams, cannons, torpedoes, along with an increase to, again, weapon fire cycle. Wow, that sounds like a lot of shenanigans right there. Hangar Pets Type 7 Shuttlecraft. The Ahwani command carrier has 2 hangar bays equipped with a Federation Type 7 shuttlecraft equipped with extra sensor equipment. When deployed, they harass enemies with attack pattern beta and perform close-in sensor passes, debuffing foes. Damage resistance rating via both effects. Foes with a lower than 50% average shield facing take even greater penalties to damage resistance rating. Advanced and elite versions of these powerful frigates can be obtained from the Dilithium store and the Fleet Starbase, respectively. Crazy. That sounds pretty fun right there. Why not? Next up here, the Chekhov Intel Science Warship. Out of the 2 that we've gone so far, so the Atlantis and the the Ahwani, this looks like more of the style of play school starship looking thing to me. That's just me. That's my personal kind of opinion on it. My 2 ECs, if you will. And I don't quite can't put my finger on it. It just feels like so play school, if that makes sense. But anyways, so the Chekhov Intel Science Warship. This class of starship began life as an experimental weapons testbed built around a simple premise. What is the narrowest distortion in space-time we can create? Different designs were tried at different stages in development before a basket of technologies gathered from both warp engines and subspace emitters coalesced into the desired long narrow beam structure, and the ship moved into active deployment. It would be many years of field experiment and study, and after initial deployment of the hulls, that their special systems would bear fruit, the ability to create a narrow corridor in local space where the rules were different. Thus, the Chekhov's lance and fusion cut-in beam, long in view, were finally fired. The former creates and then releases a long and thin cavity of extreme gravity. The latter creates what is essentially a long and thin star, sweeping it gradually around the battlefield and through any helpless foes caught in its deadly path. The vessel overall represents the drive and determination of Starfleet. And while it is a weapon of war, it is and has always been ultimately about the science itself. So design-wise, not liking this. Again, it is already a unique design in itself when it comes to the Springfield. But here it is, Caps, and I think I've heard and seen some people actually be excited for the design of the ship, and I'm happy for you. So this starship includes a Commander Science / Intel Specialist Bridge Officer seat and a Lieutenant Commander Engineering / Temporal Operations Specialist Bridge Officer seat. So, course Tier 6, SecDef, Sensor Analysis, Hull Mod 1.2, same with the Shield Mod, 4 weapons, 4 app weapons, 3 device slots, 3 Bridge Officer Station Science, 1 Commander Science / Intel, 1 Lieutenant Commander Engineering / Temporal Operations, Lieutenant Commander Tactical, Lieutenant Universal, Ensign Universal. The consoles, 4 TAC, 2 Eng, 5 Psi. Again, probably just going to be going with the Spires on this one, but depends on what you put on these type of Sci-Fu ships. Personally, not our playstyle, but we'll keep on going here to see if there's anything. Something is already here sounds interesting, so we'll see there soon enough. So base turn rate 12, impulse mod 0.2, inertia 50, plus 10 to weapon and ox, can equip dual cannons. The universal console is fusion cutting beam. It can cloak, gather intel ship mechanic, subsystem targeting. Its science worship innate weapon, tunneling graviton lance. Nice. So the starship ability package is of that of a science vessel, so plus exotic damage, plus shield HP, plus healing, plus shield regen / hardness, and the starship trait is threaded particle projectors. The Admiralty stats is 23 Eng, 47 Psi, along with attack as well. Special plus 20 Eng and attack when alone. So there's the visual there for the Science Worship innate weapon, the Tunneling Graviton Lance. Big old purple lance. The Chekhov Intel Science Destroyer comes equipped with a Tunneling Graviton Lance. After a short charge-up time, this weapon fires a graviton beam forward, dealing significant physical damage and dragging foes hit toward the center of the beam, gathering them in a line shape. Some sci-fi craziness there. Ooh! This looks pretty. Looks like a phaser lance. No? Me? So the console is the fusion cutting beam. You know, anytime I see a console that looks like a lance, Captains, I always am tempted to put that on my Galaxy X, because the lance that comes with it is so bad. This might be a thing where I take the ship, I get the ship just because of that. But anyways, activating this console creates a subspace partition in the shape of a thin column and creates within it what is essentially the environment of the core of a main sequence star. The result is a beam which can be maintained only for a brief period and can be slowly moved around, sweeping across the battlefield and dealing very significant fire damage to foes. It tracks whatever the ship's target is at the time and hits everything in the column. Interesting. This console additionally provides a passive bonus to exotic particle generation and crit severity. This console may be equipped on any ship in any console slot. So again, pushing the exotic side of things here. So the tooltip targets current foe, establishes a fusion cutting beam for 20 seconds that tracks your ship's primary target and sweeps around the battlefield, damaging foes over time in a line. To foes in the beam, fire damage ×2 per second. Not sure if that sounds like a lot, but there you go. Starship trait, threaded particle projectors. While this trait is slotted using an Intel or Science Bridge officer ability, applies a bonus to exotic particle generation for a moderate duration. This bonus improves up to double with the ship's critical severity. This may trigger without timing or cooldown restrictions, but always refreshes itself rather than stacking. Yeah, alright, it's there for you captains who are of the sci-fi type. So for the tooltip, for 30 seconds when triggered, plus 30 to 75 EPG based on current critical severity, unrestricted. And here it is, the Princeton Miracle Worker Cruiser, aka the Niagara. And I was worried about that nacelle at the bottom, rightfully so. It just looks off and odd. The saucer looks good, everything else but that. And the nacelle itself doesn't even match the other two, so it's not looking good personally, but we'll read on here. So the Princeton Miracle Worker Cruiser. This class is built as sturdy as they come and boasts some of the most robust redundancies in Starfleet, which is saying something considering how much Starfleet loves their redundancies and backups. Short of a total destruction, ships of this class have been shown capable of surviving anything the galaxy can send at it, all while keeping its crew safety at the forefront. That's quite the short story of that compared to the other ships, it seems. The other ones felt like I was reading a novel. Yeah, that one, okay, the Atlantis was short, but for some reason it felt a lot more shorter. Anyways. The ship comes with a Commander Engineering / Miracle Worker Bridge Officer Seat and a Lieutenant Commander Tactical Command Bridge Officer Seat. So here it is, Tier 6, Hull Mod 1.45, Shield Mod 1.05. So it's a 4-4 weapon layout, device slot 4, Bridge Officer Stations, Lieutenant Commander Tactical Command, Lieutenant Engineering, Commander Engineering / Miracle Worker, Ensign Science, and Lieutenant Commander Universal. The consoles is 4 attack, 5 engineering, 2 psi, One universal scales with level, so you can probably slap some ISO mags on here. Base turn rate 8.5, impulse mod 0.16, inertia 45. Plus 10 weapon power, shield power, plus 5 engine power, and aux power. The console universal is the fractal integrity bleed, innovation ship mechanic. It has the, of course, the cruiser command arrays for strategic shield, weapon, track fire. Starship mastery package is that of a cruiser, so plus physical and kinetic damage resistance, plus hull regen, plus energy damage resistance rating, plus max hull capacity, and the Starship trait is risk versus reward. The Admiralty stats right there: Eng 66, size 17, tact 35, and the special plus 10 Eng per engine chip. Now, I wonder again if they're going to be able to give us that option to take that third nacelle off, because that just looks off, to be honest. I'll get off that train. Here is a shot of the console, the fractal integrity bleed. So what does it do? So by causing a harmonic dissonance in the ship's structural integrity emitters, this technology can turn a ship's resilience into a weapon capable of ripping apart the integrity fields of nearby enemy starships. This devastation comes at a cost of bleeding off the ship's own integrity. However, so must be used with the utmost of care, or at least with restorative capabilities close at hand. This technique drains your own hull while active, but also inflicts major radiation damage to enemies based on your current hull value. It will automatically shut off if your hull drops below a certain percent, so keep yourself prepared while this is active to achieve the best results. Because the damage of this console is based directly on your hull values, it cannot be strengthened by traditional means. Additionally, the damage it causes to yourself cannot be resisted. This console also provides a passive increase to max hull capacity and an increase to healing received that scales up as your current hull decreases. Tooltip there, so toggle up for 20 seconds each second while active to enemies within 5 clicks. Radiation damage, 16% of your current hull capacity. To self, radiation damage, 8% of your max hull capacity. Automatically disabled if current hull capacity drops below 33% of max. And the Starship trait, risk versus reward. While this trait is slotted, receiving hull healing will cause radiation damage directed to your currently targeted foe or nearest if you have no target. The amount of damage is equivalent to the healing received. May only trigger a maximum of once per second and does not trigger while current hull is above 90%. Hull regeneration does not trigger this effect. So this doesn't sound too interesting, and I'm glad it doesn't, because I cannot, yeah, the looks, I can't. I like the saucer, I'm not gonna lie. I like the saucer, it's looking good. And of course, any of these ships can use the TNG skins. Even the TNG skin, though, can't save this ship. So, said it before, I'll say it again. Not gonna probably like go for the bundle, Captain. But I am super interested. It's kind of like in order too of the ships they reveal. So definitely gonna get the Atlantis, because that looks pretty. The Ahawani command carrier, captains, you know, those who have been here on the YouTubers as long as with me, that's been here, know that I'm not necessarily a carrier captain, but this sounds fun. Whatever shenanigans comes with the ship, it sounds fun. We could probably make it work, definitely. And in all honesty, you can make any ship work for however you play the game, in all honesty. Star Trek Online is a very easy game, in my opinion, regardless. The Chekhov Intel Science Warship has some things going on for it. Mostly for me, it's that fusion cutting beam, and I can of course use that on any ship. And yeah, I would love to probably put that on my Galax, just cause, really, to be honest. But the traits consoles that I'm sort of getting this vibe is all, of course, energy weapon cycle haste with the EPG-ness. So like what you call, or what they call, a Dusai sort of build. Kind of heavy is what they're leaning into with these ships, in my opinion. With the Princeton just feeling kind of out of place there, but of course they had to do something with it, and that's what they did. So, captains, there it is. That is the 14th anniversary bundle. Now, with all of that, now knowing what's going to be in it, there's no extra ship, No change, no addition. And the fluff here, nothing to write to the starbase about, in all honesty. So for me personally, I'm definitely getting the Atlantis Temporal Destroyer and a Hawani Command Carrier. Maybe down the line the Chekhov Intel Science Warship. Nothing else here interests me. I already have the Lafayette Class Recon Destroyer. I already have the Constellation Heavy Cruiser refit. Though this space trade sounds good and interesting, not going to really be something that I would probably need. I have other traits that I can use anyways. The frigate hangar pets, kind of cool, but again, not a big deal. Disappointed in only, of course, the 100% off tier 6 ship coupons. If you weren't going to add that additional ship after all the backlash, you could have just made that too. 6 starship slots, 6 experimental upgrade tokens, not even enough to upgrade all your ships here, so that's a letdown. So for me, it's a pass. Now, I wanted to go over the comments for the bundle since it's been revealed, so that we can get a sense of where some of us are. And again, I kind of have an idea because we had a big discussion, not only on the bridge about it last night, but also in the video we had this morning and continued on in the comments below of that video. So here we go. We'll just read some. We're not going to go over this. There's like 200 comments here. That's a lot. I just kind of wanted to go over some of this. So from Titus here, Cryptic science carriers are currently very bad. Also, Cryptic releases more science carriers instead of fixing them. Edit not included. The blog Chekhov has sec def. So, and above 3.3, 4.2, 5.1 weapon configuration. So they could have just used extra slots. No extra slots. Just give 6. No. So, command carrier. What I'm looking for is something specific. Is here. So, I'm saying command carriers are good. Here we go. Hold on. So, well, that's disappointing. There you go. Well, that's disappointing. Guess I pick up the Atlantis and carrier, and the rest doesn't look that interesting. Yeah, that's pretty much all that caught my attention. The Atlantis trade, the console looked pretty exciting for a Dusai character, and the carrier looks like it could be the new nanny ship, but everything else looks kind of meh. I have to agree. Another 25% sale as well, given off Cryptic. Yep, that's just the news there. Bundle exclusive seems so lackluster. Not even enough ship upgrades to get all new ships to T6 2X. Agreed. Appealing, yeah. Appealing, yeah. They're interesting. They're not worth the cost, though. I was reading through this morning, and all I can see was nope. Some, yeah, sure. But then a lot not really too excited. This is not the T6 Cheyenne I was hoping for. And then only shipped in this bundle I was interested in, and they ruined it, which I think was the Ahawani. And so on and so forth. So again, not really super disappointed here too. So seeing a lot of the same comments over and over again from the time that we found out what the ships were going to be up until now. I feel like it's not just really the best bundle in my opinion. Which begs the question to be asked, where do I rate this in the anniversary bundles? This, it's hard to really kind of tell, but this may be just edging slightly the 11th anniversary bundle. Maybe. But it's just because I had so much high hopes. Not only me, I know a lot of you captains as well. Of all this, again, the Atlantis is something that I'm looking forward to, just to fly for Space Barbie. And if it performs well, great. And then, but for sure, getting the 2 ships, maybe the 3rd ship, as I mentioned in the video. But overall, the fluff in this is not enough for me. I know it's enough for some, and I've seen already comments in the videos that I've made that, yeah, they're okay with this. And actually, we made a poll on the YouTube bridge about 5 hours ago when this bundle was revealed. And out of 109 votes, actually, let's refresh it, see if it changed so far. Out of 119, okay? So What was the poll about? With the full bundle reveal, including stats and extra fluff. I'd like to know your thoughts. So I gave 4 options. Yes! 100% getting this bundle as I do love it. Nope. Getting individual ships only. Still going to wait to see if they add anything else. So as you can see right there, 8%, 20%, 40%, and 31%. And some of the comments here we'll read. And shout out to my caps who have responded here. So to Stephen Kelly, 3 cores of the ships are gonna be must-haves for me. The 4th Niagara is pretty. The T6 coupon, keys, upgrades, and other fluff carry over the line for me, if only just. Will likely never claim the premium ship. Of course, Jose, one of our supporters here at the YouTube Bridge. Shout out to you, sir. Thank you so much for your support here. I'll buy the bundle sometime this year on one of the sales they have. No rush for me as I have my eye on 2 other bundles. I'm waiting for a sale for them. So it looks like definitely Jose is going to get that. Buccaneer Hook, another supporter of us here. I really like the Chekhov Science Destroyer. I read the whole page carefully myself, going to buy all 4. Might as well spend a little bit extra to pick up the whole package. They should have just retired the Picard bundle and added it in. That sounds fair. So, Sexy Innovation. I bet the next CFO will be the Battle of Sector 001. I love that. I can see a new Sovereign redesign coming. Well, I would love that. Yes, let's go. Yes! I saw 3 ships that I like in the bundle, and that's the one I will be getting. So just individual right there. That's from John NB7627. To Red Set, waiting on analysis, but my take for now is I'll buy 3 ships, not the cruiser, with T6 tokens. The parts look fun for my carrier and other niche builds. There are 1 or 2 nice things in the bundle, extras that mostly a big disappointment. Now, if they added the Mirror Warship, that was one of our guesses. Crimson, awesome. I'm not happy about it, but if they added just something more, adding a tier 3 ship is something I'm going to count in my breakdown. Adding in a T6 Seashore ship is the most probably already have. I'm not going to count in my breakdown, so when I'm looking at the cost per ships, the bundle is not worth it. If they added another ship, the value becomes a little bit better. Worst case scenario, if they added the adapted battle cruiser and removed the limitation of the consoles and warp drive, I could also convince myself to buy the bundle. Antar, I know your feelings about language, but I wish there was a nope. Antar, that made me laugh, thank you. Void, everything from this bundle is disappointing. Again, I thought I'd just go over that because, like I said, I made the poll there once we went over the stats at work there. So, final thoughts. Not a bundle for me. Sounds like it's a bundle for some. And for the most of us, like me, gonna just buy the individual ships that make them happy. And kind of rating this, kind of when it's all said and done, like I said, it's kind of hovering around the 11th anniversary bundle area, which the 10th still taking the top, the 12th taking the second, third is going to be the 13th, and then of course it's a battle between the 11th and the 14th there. So it's everything that we had sort of wanted, guessed, was kind of sort of speculating, literally did not happen, especially that additional ship. Did they owe that to us? No, they did not. Okay, no, they did not owe that to us at all. And the only reason why we thought that was because of what had happened last year. And every iteration of the anniversary ship bundle has been different from the 10th up until now. It's all been different. There's been that bonus ship there, yes, from last year, but we were hoping it was going to return here to see if they can make this deal sweeter. And unfortunately, it's not. Could they change us? Sure. There's still a day left, but I kind of doubt it. So again, not a bundle for us. So captains, with that said, do us a favor and hit that like button in the description below. Let us know your thoughts. Yay, nay, or answer the poll there in the community tab there on the YouTube channel. I'd like to know. I'm just interested to see what kind of thoughts are out there and or suggestions, and or again just sort of disappointed. Again, I'm trying to wrap my head around this, and it's obviously, captains, I'm still having a hard time. But regardless of that, captains, subscribe here to the YouTube Bridge if you haven't already. Again, we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains, and on that note, we will leave it on this.
Live long and prosper.